The higher you climb, the harder it is to find someone who's been where you're going. And when you can't find them, you start thinking you have to figure it out all alone. Welcome to Daily Power Boost, Ignite Your Potential, the podcast where your transformation begins. I'm Shawn Michael, and each day I'll bring you quick, impactful insights and action steps to fuel your personal and professional growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or someone ready to break limits and ignite greatness, this is your daily power boost to crush obstacles, stay focused, and awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Because remember, greatness begins within. Let's go. Welcome back to Daily Power Boost. Yesterday, we talked about the peer problem. What happens when you outgrow your circle? Today, we're addressing what comes next, finding people ahead of you. Here's the gap most leaders hit as they rise. Early in your journey, mentors are everywhere. People who have done what you're trying to do, people who can show you the path because they've already walked it. But the higher you climb, the fewer people there are ahead of you. And eventually, you look around and realize there's no one left to ask. I know a leader who built something significant, not overnight, over years, grinding, learning, growing. And for a long time, they had mentors, people they could call when they hit a wall. But as the business scaled, as decisions got more complex, the stakes got higher, and they realized something unsettling. Their mentors hadn't been where they were going. Not because the mentors weren't wise, but because the altitude was different. The problems were different. The pressure was different. And they started feeling this weight. I'm on my own now. Here's the thought that makes it worse. If I don't have someone ahead of me, I must be doing something wrong. That thought, that's not truth. It's just the mind trying to make sense of unfamiliar territory. Here's what happens when you hit the mentor gap. You start second-guessing yourself. You think, everyone else has mentors, why can't I? You feel isolated, like you're the only one navigating this level without a guide. The trap? You start believing that needing a mentor means you're not ready to be at this level. That's backwards. The fact that you want wisdom from people ahead of you, it's not weakness, it's humility. And humility is what keeps great leaders from becoming arrogant ones. Here's the shift. The mentor gap isn't a problem to solve. It's just a transition to navigate. Because at a certain level, you're not looking for someone to tell you what to do. You're looking for someone to think alongside you. And those people exist. They're just a bit harder to find. And you have to look a little differently. Let me reframe what mentorship looks like at higher levels. In the beginning, mentors give you answers. At the top, mentors give you perspective. They don't tell you what to do. They help you see what you're not seeing. Here's where you find them. You could find people in different industries at similar altitudes. You don't need someone in your exact field. You need someone navigating similar complexity. And let's not overlook those peer masterminds, not above you, beside you. Sometimes the best mentorship is mutual. Leaders at similar levels of thinking through challenges together. Of course, you always have books, podcasts, content from people you'll never meet. Some of the best mentors are people who've written their wisdom down. You don't need access to them personally. You need access to their thinking. But here's the thing about all of those, the peers, the books, the leaders in other fields. They aren't actually giving you the answers. They're just quieting the noise long enough for you to hear the one source that really matters. Your own wisdom. Here's the insight. You already have access to everything you need inside you. Clarity, wisdom, insight. When your mind is clear, when you're not caught up in the anxious thinking about needing someone to guide you, the answers emerge naturally. Mentorship at this level isn't about finding someone with all the answers. It's about creating the conditions for your own wisdom to show up. And that wisdom, that's what we're protecting tomorrow. The people who knew you before, why you need them now more than ever. The mentor gap teaches you to find guidance from people ahead or alongside you. The people behind you, the ones who knew you before success, they can keep you grounded in ways that no mentor can. But first, let me go ahead and land today with your mentor gap practice. Stop waiting for the perfect mentor to appear. Instead, ask yourself, who's navigating similar complexity, even if it's in a different field? What books or voices am I drawn to right now? When was the last time I trusted my own wisdom instead of looking outside myself? It's a funny thing. I've noticed that the moment that intellectual heavy lifting stops, that feeling you've got to figure it out right now, that we actually start to see we're a lot more resourced than we thought. When the I need to be saved thinking settles down, the guidance that's already there just shows up. The mentor gap feels lonely. It's not a sign you're lost. It's a sign you're entering a level where the answers don't come from out there anymore. They come from the same space they've always lived in. And the moment you stop reaching for a lifeline that isn't there and start trusting the clarity that's already inside you, the whole game changes. This was the mentor gap, finding people ahead of you when you're at the top. Tomorrow, the people who knew you before, why you need them now more than ever. Because mentors can help you navigate complexity. The people who knew you before the success, they remind you who you are when the noise gets loud. With strength and heart, I'm Shawn Michael. Stay close. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.